Now, when we're dealing with the tyre pull, once the athlete's attached, it's remembering to try and make sure that technique stays the same as before. Remember, knees up, toe down, heel down each time. Making sure the athletes understand that so that when they're pulling the tyre forward, they're remembering to have good technique. Because at the end of the day, the goal of this session is to create good technique. Now, if you're in the early parts of a program, you're only going to be running for about 60 to 75 meters. The goal is primarily form-based. As you move further through the program, you can also use the same technique to develop strength and strength endurance by running over a longer distance until the athlete's form falls apart. But you can see quite quickly how effective it is at getting the athlete in a forward position with good extension and a fast turnover. And we'll certainly look at that in a little bit more detail, but you can see the tyre pulls very, very easily, and even for an athlete who's only about 110 pounds, she can tow that tyre very effectively, and it changes her technique very, very well. The goal of any drill, particularly with these ones, is to change the technique of a runner without them thinking that they're changing their technique. So they don't have to think about it. All they need to do is run, and the technique will change naturally because of it. Now, once again, when you see an athlete pulling the tyre, you can look at the angles of extension. So we're looking for something around about that 20 to 32 range. Now, normally she runs at about 18 or 19, so you can see the over-exaggeration. Likewise, forward position, somewhere around 10, she's up around 15, 16. So even though it's greater than we want, when we take the tyre away, yes, she'll gravitate back towards where she was, but not as fast. So over time, we see adaptation taking place and her running improve dramatically. Likewise, you can see where that foot lands. If we look at the overstride position, right under that centre of gravity, we look at the foot coming through, you can see quite quickly, if this is where our knee is, you can see the foot's coming through at exactly the right angle, so the recovery is very, very good. What I would like to see her do is bring her arms up a little bit, but she's very close to 90, so very, very positive. But on the whole, you're really trying to use this to change technique. So early in the program, use it to change technique. Middle to late in the program, you're using it to build strength endurance if you feel that that is what your athletes need.